Are you a motherfucker who's trying to peek behind the curtain of reality? Or maybe you're like, fuck the curtain, I want to know what's up backstage. If you do, I understand. You either do or you don't, to one degree or another, have the aspiration to do so. There are traps, though. They're fucking everywhere. Traps that your aspiration will fall so far into, you may never escape. Traps that seem to satisfy that yearning and seeking nature. Traps that allegedly provide answers to the unaskable questions. Religion and spiritual beliefs. There's nothing wrong with either of those. They provide answers to the seeking mind, but they also reinforce the seeking mind by providing thought-based answers to unaskable questions, which solidify each within the thought plane like a joined circuit, and thus begins the death of further inquiry. In other words, once we think we know some shit, we let it add on to the idea of me, and then we go about the business of defending it because now it's incorporated into our egoic bubble. Or if said spiritual information came with a bit of juice, a jolt from the hidden dimensions of existence, then you overload and have to discharge it in the form of telling every fucking buddy about it or trying to convert motherfuckers, which folks don't realize that's an act of grounding for an overcharged system. But if you get some juice from beyond the thought plane, try to keep it as pure as you can. Your thoughts will try to steal or co-opt it to add unto itself. If you just hold on to it like an energy marinade, your system will acclimate and build circuits that can handle more load. But if you're running around proselytizing shit, you're just creating a thought cup with which to contain it and are trying to dump it into motherfuckers' minds who probably don't even give a shit. And then you're empty again, but you're still running around pointing at and defending your empty thought cup. Hence, the death of inquiry. Now, when I say inquiry, I'm referring to the appropriate process of seeking. You see, the rub is that a seeking mind is initially required, but in the end, it is the very thing that obscures that which is sought. Inquiry is best utilized as such. Find something that resonates, something that tingles your fucking guts. Learn about it, practice it, go hard. However, the moment something comes along that resonates even more, be willing to ditch the old and move on to the new. We aim for the top of the mountain and we choose the most appropriate path at the time, but when it no longer seems direct or useful, perhaps it's time to fucking veer onto the one that seems to be pointed the right way. Until it's obvious that it's not, then zig instead of zag. This will keep your beliefs from crystallizing and trapping you within a dogmatic geode. If our seeking is determined or desperate enough, we may look way outside of life and reality for it, stretching towards the absolute, towards non-duality, the transcendent, forsaking life or the things of material reality or even ideas of the world. That's fine. Stretch as far as you need, because even that must go in the end. That's about as much as I should say about that. I don't want to build too many expectations that will never manifest, or ideas that will obscure, or practices to become addicted to. Just follow your aspiration and trust it. It's okay to attach to methods, but be willing to shit-can them when appropriate. This isn't a process of gaining, it's about letting go. It's not something to be found anew, it is something revealed in perpetuity. It's not a process of learning, it's embracing not knowing. You have to give up everything in exchange for the one thing that is true. And when I say everything, I'm not talking about your stuff or your people or anything so trivial. I'm talking about who you fundamentally think you are and your every perception of what reality is and your relationship to it. Effort will only get you so far. You cannot pass through the curtain through effort, and yet effort is required. Fucking weird, right? Makes no sense, does it? Well, it's not in sense or the senses or the thought plane that this aspiration is quenched. It's in the dissolving of those things. And if by some strange grace you are swallowed and digested, then spit out, then swallowed again, and spit out until your identification with thought is eradicated, it's then that the thirst goes bye-bye. And then, you'll just laugh at a lifetime of chasing your tail. You will be in awe of the fact that there is no backstage pass. You're already fucking there and always have been. Like waking up in a dream, you become lucid whilst awake, and you carry on doing normal shit, experiencing ups and downs, but with perpetual wakefulness within the kingdom of the one dreamer's dream. Only then do we see the folly of stretching into the absolute, ultimate fucking truth, because it's never not been embedded within the cognizance of each moment, hiding within the mundane, and yet so perfectly obvious in its simplicity. It's just awareness of itself, awareness without the of. It's just fucking you, boo. Toodaloo.